Okay, so today's move-in day, and as you can see, I have all my luggage here that I'm bringing to Yale. So the move-in process is totally handled by move-in staff that Yale hired. For example, I don't have to handle any of this stuff. I don't have to bring it up to my dorm. All that's handled by other staff. What I have to do is just to check in and take my coronavirus test when I get there. And once I take my test, that's when the self-isolation starts for 24 hours. So the rest of my suite mates, they've all finished moving stuff into their dorm. I think most of them did take their coronavirus test, so right now they should be isolating in their dorms until they get their test results back, which will be in about 24 to 36 hours. The tests are sent to a lab in Cambridge. Basically, students from Yale, MIT, and Harvard all get their tests sent to this one place in Cambridge. It doesn't take that long, but the main limiting factor is how fast a truck can get from New Haven to Cambridge. So after the 24 to 36 hours of self-isolation, then every Yale student on campus has to undergo a 2-week mandatory quarantine where you're not allowed to exit your residential college, or in my case, old campus. And then after the 2 weeks, we also have to practice social distancing, follow all those state level and Yale enforced guidelines. Meals are a big question mark. Yale said that during the time we self-isolate for 24 to 36 hours to wait for our test results, they give us 2 days worth of food. I'm not sure what type of food they're gonna give us, like whether it's gonna be pre-made or like microwavable food. So a little bit about how Yale is adapting to this pandemic. So obviously not all students can come back and get Yale's on-campus housing. Yale's letting all first years, juniors, and seniors on back campus this semester, the fall semester, but in the spring semester, it'll only be sophomores, not first years, juniors, and seniors. I'm not really complaining because I'm a junior right now, so I get a full 2 semesters guaranteed housing here, but it's pretty tough for the first years and the sophomores because they kind of get a weird deal with having housing half the year but not getting housing the other half of the year. And their rationale behind it was that since juniors are involved in more club officer positions, they really want them to be on campus. In addition, because they are pretty far off into their major, they want to get them more acquainted with the faculty here at Yale, make more connections in order to like write good recommendation letters for grad school or just get good connections for whatever. And seniors, obviously, this is their last year at Yale, so not only do they get allowed back, but a lot of their housing arrangements haven't been changed at all. I know it's not an ideal way to finish off the semester with all of these restrictions and online classes, but in my opinion, I think Yale has done a good job overall with handling this situation so far. We'll see how well they do in the future and if people get to stay, if restrictions get lifted, or if Yale puts more restrictions, if the situation gets worse, or even in the worst case scenario, Yale has to send everyone back. I think that their system right now, and I'll talk about it as this series progresses, but I think what they're doing is pretty smart. They obviously can't cover all bases because this is like a rapidly evolving situation, but from what I've seen right now, it's going pretty smoothly. There are not that many people here right now, and the people who are here are self-isolating, but the people you see on the streets, whether they be like Yaleys or just New Haven residents, they all seem to be wearing masks. The vast majority are following the pandemic safety guidelines, which is good. Okay, so I'm at Old Campus, inside Old Campus, about to take my COVID test. The moving people just took all my stuff. That's taken care of. I said bye to my dad, my mom, and my brother. Okay, so I just got out of Dwight Hall where I took my first COVID test. It was a typical nose test, just swabbing the inside of your nose. And I guess to make sure that you got the test, they give you a little stamp on your wrist. So I guess that's how they keep track of stuff. I'm gonna walk back now. So for the remainder of the semester, Yale's gonna test us 2 times per week. My testing times happen to be Tuesdays and Fridays. And I think it varies because they don't want to have everyone testing on the same day. To me, I think the testing was pretty straightforward, so I'm glad that's not too difficult. And yeah, just walking back all the way around Old Campus because I came outside of Old Campus. I finally re-entered Old Campus now to get my new keys to my dorm, and then I can start unpacking. Overall, pretty smooth experience. Okay, so I went to try to check in, but since the movers are still moving in my stuff, they don't have my key right now because they're using it. I'm just waiting on Old Campus for a bit until they finish moving in so I can move in. It really does feel good to be back. So we got some pre-packaged meals for the 24 to 36 hours we'll be self-isolating in our rooms. Got like a sandwich, pasta, meatloaf, and some other thing. It doesn't look too bad, but we'll be the judge to see later. In addition, they have some snacks as well. And a gallon of water, which is nice. Okay, so after a very long wait, I finally got my key. And I'm outside Vandy, where I'll be living this semester. Oof, I'm out of breath. Okay, so this is my room. Apparently this is supposed to be a double, but it's so small, at least for a double. So all my shit's here. The good thing is that there's a closet. I don't know if you can see that, but definitely save a lot of space. What I'm gonna do is actually unpack. Okay, so status updates all coming together, and it's pouring so much outside. This is insane. I think they also issued a tornado warning or something. Very strange times. You see that wind? Yeah, that's pretty intense. Anyways, I'll continue unpacking and I will be back. Okay, so after a few hours, my room is basically all unpacked. I'll give you a quick tour. Here's my Handsome Dan plushie. And this is a weed poster that I have to hang up later because I don't have tape right now. Oh, and that's me. And you can't really see right now, but my window is facing Old Campus, so inside Old Campus. I also opened up the meals and stuff. To be honest, they're really nice. For starters, you get a lot of cool drinks and snacks like bubbly, potato chips, pretty high end. You get a gallon of water. I think I mentioned that. So that about wraps up day 0, I guess, of Yale in quarantine. I'm just going to chill out for the rest of the night, eat my dinner, and get ready to go to bed. Tomorrow will be, in a way, less busy, but also I have Zoom meetings to attend. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, and before I move on to the next day, I should show you what the food looks like. This is a salad. It looks okay. So the time now is 7:45 a.m. I woke up pretty early. So I just want to show you guys real quick the hygiene kits that Yale gave us. They came in this small bag. I opened it already, but basically they gave us hand sanitizer, a lanyard where you can put your Yale ID or other identification, and I think they gave us 3 reusable cloth masks that have the famous or infamous Yale logo on it. And this is what it looks like from the front. Yale logo over there. It fits pretty nicely. It's a little bit on the loose side, but it doesn't really fog up my glasses as much as other masks do. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that they also include a lot of alcohol wipes. You see how thick that box is, so it's a good thing if you want to clean the surfaces in your dorm or elsewhere. And I also can show what type of food and snacks Yale gave us in more depth. So they gave us 2 bags when we moved in, one with like plates and snacks and like stuff that didn't have to be put in the fridge, and one with stuff that did have to be put in the fridge, like the meals that you order. So this is an example of the snack I got. I like them. Higher end on the snack tier list. They also gave us plates, cups, coffee lids, a mix of both paper and plastic cups, a nice big chocolate chip cookie, some cereal, some applesauce that I probably should have put in the fridge, some bubbly, which it's a pretty big staple at Durfee Sweet Shop, more cereal stuff, this small bar, I don't know. Yeah, so in terms of beverages, they gave us, like you saw before, the bubbly, but also 2 bottles of orange juice, a carton of milk, I think that's 1 liter, and then also a frappuccino that I've already finished. Also, Chobani yogurt and pretzels with hummus. Say hi, handsome Dan. I don't know if you can hear outside, but I think the movers have begun to start moving again. I think it's around like 9:30 in the morning. So yeah, busy day ahead for them. Alright, so the time is now 5:56 p.m. I basically had a few Zoom calls during the day. One was a meeting for the CSTAs. One was a meeting to wrap up my internship that I did over the summer. One meeting was postponed to Sunday, so I have to still do that in 2 days. But overall, it was a pretty nonchalant day, especially after a day of packing yesterday. I'm gonna have dinner soon, and then just, I don't know, do whatever. Just taking my Yale sanctioned walk around my suite. It's a nice 15-meter walk, letting the legs loose. Oh, I can show you this little cozy place here. I guess my roommate put a sheet here to lay on. So this is the Courtyard of Vanderbilt. Oh, look, a squirrel. Anyways, I can hear a lot of talking, so it's obvious that people are just talking to each other, hopefully out of windows, because if not, that would break quarantine. Other than that, it's a very nice day. It's good to be back. So maybe I mentioned this the other day, but I just want to reiterate that I took my first COVID test coming here, and until the test comes back negative, I have to self-isolate in my suite, and that should take, like I said before, around 24 to 36 hours, maybe more. But then after that, well, we still have to quarantine, but we are allowed to quarantine on Old Campus, and since Old Campus is pretty large, there'll be like much more freedom, I guess. And then after those 14 days, given that I test negative every time, then I'll be let free, but we'll have to still follow the social distancing rules and all that stuff. So right now, it's a bit boring, obviously, because I can only talk with my suite mate and can't talk to anyone else, even though they're in the same dorm as me. But I've been managing, just like getting everything sorted out for the upcoming semester. Also just talking to my friends who aren't here, video chatting them, keeping my parents up to date because they're obviously pretty concerned about how well I'm doing. Okay, so it's Saturday now. It's around 11:38, and a few hours ago I actually got my first COVID results back. I'm negative, so that's great. That means that instead of self-isolating in my suite, I can now go quarantine Old Campus, but there's definitely a lot more freedom, so I'm happy about that. And in addition to being able to go around Old Campus, I'm also able to meet up with people in my dorm. Granted that I practice social distancing, wear face masks and all that stuff, so it's great. I can see people now. In addition, as you can see, there have been people who are walking back from the tent on Old Campus that has food. So basically, since we can't get out of Old Campus, and since Old Campus normally doesn't have any dining halls, they've installed a tent so people in Old Campus can get food. I'm probably gonna go there soon and have lunch. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
So how does this work?
So, are you in Vanderbilt?
Yes.
Okay, so hand sanitizer's there.
Okay.
And then there are menus right there for today's options. And then each bag is a different one, so whichever one you choose, you have a bag all set for you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I just got my lunch. I chose the tri-color chicken Caesar salad. Wondering how that's gonna taste. The process is pretty simple, as the nice ladies described. Pretty contactless. Good thing you didn't have to show them your ID or anything silly like that. Alright, so in this box we have water, the salad, some very nice snacks, and I think this is a cookie, and utensils. Yep, food was pretty good. So it's around 6 o'clock right now, and I just got my dinner, something to do with chicken. Just wanted to show you some of Old Campus today because it's pretty nice. So now it's Sunday, August 30th. It's around 9 in the morning. I just woke up and took a shower, got changed. I'm about to have breakfast. So yesterday, I spent most of the afternoon working on the opening of my blog, which hopefully you saw earlier in the video. I also contacted a few professors about course logistics. And today, since classes start tomorrow, I'm planning on preparing more for classes and then spending the rest of the day just chilling and relaxing before I have to get back to work and actually do school. So a little bit more about the COVID guidelines at Yale. So every day we have to complete this Yale Daily Health Check, which is actually pretty simple. They're basically two questions. Will you be coming to campus today? And basically, are you experiencing symptoms of COVID? And that's it. In addition, you have to schedule 2 COVID tests a week using an app. It's actually pretty easy to do, and the time slots are very convenient. It's every 15 minutes. So for example, I do it before my first class on Tuesdays and Fridays. And like I mentioned before, the tests don't really take that much time. It's pretty straightforward. It's just using the swab to swab the inside of your nose a couple of times on each nostril, and that's it. And I just want to reiterate that right now, every Yale student is still in the 14-day quarantine period where they can't leave wherever their dorm is. Fortunately for us in Old Campus, that means that we can't leave Old Campus, but since Old Campus is pretty big, we still have a lot of freedom to move around and see friends and interact in a socially responsible way. So we're going to lunch right now with the boys. We're gonna tell them John has an allergy. No, we are not. I'm making that mistake. How are you doing today, Ronak?
Doing pretty nice. It's a beautiful day. We'll be
know.
outside for 5 minutes and then we'll go back in.
Yep.
With what? Greek salad?
Hello. Long time no see. Are you fine with being recorded?
Wait, what?
They have a statue of Yale right in the middle of Old Campus. I was like, wait a second. I don't think that's who you think it is.
It really is a nice day today. Not too warm. The sun's out. And we're gonna go back in 2 minutes.
Enjoy.
You can do it, run it. It's required, like in Wait up!
Ah.
Matt, where's your stabilizing technology?
It's too big for casual occasions, like getting lunch every day. Got the salad.
I did.
Look at all those chairs we can get.
I'll just move the couch out and sit on it.
Boy, it's really hot and sunny here.
I'll scoot over so all 4 feet away. I'll just move the foot on
Oh.
Still have a cookie in there, I think.
Save the cookie.
Nothing must save the cookie. There we go. We got it out.
Who can we turn up? Who is a super spreader? Yeah.
Alright, so the time is now around 4 p.m. I finished eating lunch a while ago. The food was pretty nice. I got more stuff ready for my classes, and I spent a little bit of time playing video games with my friends. Because classes do start tomorrow, I think this would be a good time to talk about how Yale is handling classes this semester. So basically, 99% of the classes will be taught virtually via Zoom. There are a few exceptions. For example, I've heard that the organic chemistry lab is offering both a virtual version and an in-person version, which I find very interesting. But yeah, most classes will be taught virtually via Zoom. And to help with that process, Yale has actually hired what they call undergraduate technology assistants, I believe, UTAs, who basically help professors run their Zoom lectures and help out if they encounter any technical difficulties. For instance, I am UTAing an intro biology class, and I'll see how that goes. Alright, so I'm going to take a short walk across the whole campus because it's really nice outside, and I'm also going to meet up with a friend as well. As you can see, there are people playing some spike ball and other sports. Moody! Over here. Hello.
Nice fanny pack.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. There's my room.
Really? It's right there?
Yeah.
Ah, very nice.
People can see me if I sleep in too late.
What's up?
What's up? Yeah. I wish I was actually able to take electives.
Oh yeah, because you're doing both of that. Yeah. Wait, Matt, these are the closest these are the closest laundry machines, right? Because the Bingham ones are.
The Bingham ones are quarantined.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
is that
so-
why Welch is not available to Davenport people anymore?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just bedrooms on the second floor.
Yeah, capacity.
Yeah.
This is where I lived last year, Durfee D.
I was asleep.
Oh.
I was extremely tired.
I think I just realized that I have 3 classes in a row on Monday, Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
They can't take the food.
Oh no.
Because it's like 11:30 all the way to the end of the lunchtime pickup.
Oh no.
It's just his notes are very hard to comprehend,
I see.
and his
I
lecture notes when they lecture are literally indecipherable. And he changes notations from class to class, so I never actually. So the materials.
Yeah. This is the COVID isolation area.
I don't think Welch is COVID.
I think it is because I just remembered in one of the Davenport emails they said that if we get COVID, we're gonna go to Welch.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess that makes sense.
You guys want apple juice?
No.
No.
I'd be
I have orange juice. Wait, there's apple juice in the.
No, we're talking about apple juice.
Oh.
Thankfully, and immediately I knew it was too. When I was in the bathroom, I was like, what was I?
Okay, so the time is around midnight right now. After dinner, I played a little bit of spike ball with my friends on old campus. And later we went and watched a bit of Netflix and played some video games. So tomorrow is the first day of virtual classes for me. It's a pretty light day, Mondays and Wednesdays, and I'm just very curious to see how it'll all go. I think the biggest difference is obviously instead of going to a physical classroom, I'm just gonna get out of bed, turn on my computer, and join the Zoom call. And since my two classes are language classes, I'm really curious to see how engaged the Zoom lectures will be in comparison to in-person classes. I'm saying this because last semester in the spring, I took a Chinese class, and when all the students went home and classes got changed to virtual, I felt that the level of engagement in that class in particular decreased a lot more than in other classes. However, I also took an online Chinese class this summer that was taught by National Taiwan University, and I thought that they did a really good job with modifying their curriculum and how they taught to accommodate for an online format. So I guess what I'm saying is that we'll wait and see what Yale has done to address the issue of online learning maybe not being as engaging as in-person learning. Well, that's all for today. I'm gonna go to bed.